Hey, good morning. I'm Patricia Murphy. It's Wednesday. This is Seattle Now. The Mariners have a superstar. Cal Raleigh has become the face of Seattle baseball. People love him for his home run hitting and his iconic nickname.
They gave him the nickname Big Dumper because he has a pretty large posterior. And he did not like it. Then they're making T-shirts about it, and it did come around.
We're getting a close-up.
I don't know if we need that, guys.
Seattle Now sports correspondent Vaughan Jones is here to talk about Cal's phenomenal season filled with home runs, accolades, and a big Derby win. But first, let's get you caught up. Ballots for August's primary election are in the mail today. Why not brush up on your mayoral candidates at Rainier Avenue Radio's 2025 Seattle Mayoral Candidate Forum tonight? The in-person event is taking place at the Columbia City Theater. It starts at 6:30. If you can't make it, check it out online at Rainier Avenue Radio. And after you check your boxes, ballots are due back August 4th. We already told you it's going to be hot. The National Weather Service is forecasting a high of 90 in Seattle today. But here's the twist. Axios reports the heat is lingering into the night, and it's making it harder for things to cool down. Seattle's overnight low tonight is forecast to be 62 degrees. Axios says that's about 5 degrees hotter than usual. Average overnight lows in the summer in Seattle have gone up about 3 degrees since 1970. And if the heat advisory wasn't enough, the state-run Washington Smoke blog is reporting smoke from southern BC wildfires will blow into western Washington this week. Smoke will primarily hit eastern Whatcom, Skagit, and northern Snohomish counties. It will sit higher in the atmosphere above Seattle and Tacoma, but the blog says some may mix down to the surface. Air quality company KUOW forecasts that quality will be in the moderate range through the rest of the week. Check back for more headlines on tonight's episode of Seattle Now.
Leading the big leagues with 38 homers so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Dumper!
The Mariners have the best home run hitter in baseball right now, Cal Raleigh. For longtime fans, he's been a solid player, a great catcher, an impressive switch hitter with a reputable backside. But now he's getting his due.
Cal Raleigh destroys it. Gone! History for Cal Raleigh. A skyscraper, a meteor. Cal Raleigh all the way to the back wall.
His unbelievable first half of the season was punctuated by a home run derby victory and a starting spot at the All-Star game earlier this week. Seattle Now sports correspondent Vaughan Jones is here to give us the skinny on the Big Dumper. Vaughan, good to see you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you for sitting here and listening to me talk about this.
No, this is great. So, Vaughan, a Seattle Mariner has suddenly captured the national attention. Tell me about Big Dumper and why he's become such a big deal.
I'm here today to talk about Cal Raleigh, the Big Dumper, his superstar turn. We can talk about how much of a tear he's been on. 38 home runs is the most in the major leagues so far this year up until the All-Star break. He had a chance to tie the record for the most homers hit before the All-Star break, but the Detroit Tigers intentionally walked him in his last at-bat of the game on Sunday. I have no comment on that.
That's mean.
The home run derby, all-star starter, potential MVP. Something else that's different for our friend Cal, he signed a 6-year, $105 million contract extension this past offseason. That now looks like a bargain. Your eyes are popping for the money. If he had waited until this offseason, it probably would be about twice as much.
Wow.
So the Mariners got him on a bargain. He was also just named the starting catcher for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic for 2026. Think like the World Cup, but baseball. More proof. He's the best catcher in the game that we have right now.
All right, well, Raleigh's nickname is the Big Dumper, named after his shapely rear end. I know we celebrate big butts in Seattle in general, but how did this nickname become such a thing, Vaughan?
Patricia Murphy, I cannot lie. Cal Raleigh has a big butt. He did get his nickname from a Mariners teammate. Jared Kelenic didn't do a lot in his time in Seattle, but he left his imprint by calling Cal Big Dumper. It has really stuck The Mariners used it to promote Cal for the MLB All-Star Game this year. The team had shirts that said, "Be a peach, vote for Big Dumper," which made me chuckle. One of last year's Mariners commercials was the Big Dumper Trucking Company. They've really leaned into it. Cal talked to ESPN reporter and beloved Seattleite Mina Kimes about his nickname earlier this year.
It's not what I thought it would be, but it's
What did you think your nickname would be?
I never thought I would even have one. I thought it was just Big Cal. So, but yeah, I get more of that walking around Seattle now. It's more like Big Dumper. I think it's nice because it's something the fans can gravitate towards.
I'm trying to imagine Cal walking down the street and someone yelling like, "Hey, Big Dumper," at him and having it not be anything but surreal.
He's taking it in stride, Vaughan. Well, let's dig into why the Big Dumper's season has been so incredible, Vaughan. Put some of his achievements into perspective.
Yeah, so the number I said at the beginning, 38 home runs. I want to put this in perspective using some baseball names that everybody knows. Cal has more first-half homers than Ken Griffey Jr.
Cal with a deep drive to right field, way back and gone, up to the second deck in right field. Cal Raleigh, when will we stop being amazed? His 36th home run. It is now the most ever by a Seattle Mariner before the All-Star break.
We know that name. He passed Mickey Mantle for the most switch hit home runs in the first half. People know Mickey Mantle. He is a Yankee legend. He is 10 homers away from the record in a whole season for a catcher, and he's got 66 games left to do that, so health permitting, he's probably got that on lock. As for the home run record, Barry Bonds hit 73 homers in a single season. I don't think Cal is going to get there unless something superhuman happens. But for posterity,
Okay.
73 home runs.
All right, well, what's different this year for him then?
At the risk of getting too nerdy, one thing I've noticed is that Cal has devoted himself to elevating the baseball when he swings. You can't hit a home run unless you get the bat under the ball, and he's done that a lot more. He's swinging at fewer bad pitches. He's walking way more. He's striking out way less. His bat speed is up. That is nerd talk for, man, he's gotten better at the plate this year. I will take a brief victory lap here, Patricia Murphy. Cal credits, in part, hitting coach Edgar Martinez and his staff for helping change his approach. And I said in our Mariners season preview back in March that having Edgar could bring some potency to the offense, and it has worked.
Okay, clearly he's seasoned a bit. Cal's found himself in most valuable player talks this year. How is he more valuable than other star players? Does he even have a chance here?
I'm going to reference a favorite piece about Cal Raleigh that I've read this year. It's called The Rhyme of the Big Dumper by Catherine Zhu of Defector. Her theory here, using the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner as a framing, which I love, is that Cal does three things really well that are usually really hard. For one, he's a catcher. Catchers are kind of like the producers of a baseball team. Cal famously calls every pitch that every pitcher is going to throw for the Mariners. None of them shake him off or question his decision. There's a lot of mental load that comes with playing that position. He has to know the strengths and weaknesses of his own team, of the hitters on the other team, and then at the plate, the pitchers of the other team. 2, he's a switch hitter, which makes this all the more incredible. He hits from both the right and left side of the plate. That is really hard to do, and he gives the Mariners lineup versatility, which is very rare for catchers. You don't see a lot of switch-hitting catchers. And 3, he's doing this in T-Mobile Park, which is really, really hard to hit in. It is harder to hit home runs and hit in general at sea level versus other places with elevation. The ball travels less far because the air is a little heavier.
Really?
Yes, so T-Mobile Park is a challenging environment to hit in, and Cal is hitting like a phenom. So he's a great hitting catcher, a great switch hitter, and a great Mariners hitter. That is 3 rarities that make Big Dumper a gem in
really
Seattle.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right, well, Cal was in this week's All-Star festivities. How did it go for him on the national stage?
Cal Raleigh has won the 2025 MLB Home Run Derby.
He got one more. To center! Gone!
He barely got out of the first round. He tied for 4th place and advanced by a literal inch.
Wow.
There was an inch separating his longest home run from the other batters. Then he turned it up and won the next 2 rounds without a doubt. That's really hard to do. You're just swinging for the fences over and over and over again. You're seeing probably about 100 pitches over the course of a derby, and a lot of guys usually slow down. Not Cal. He sped up because he's an anomaly. His dad was throwing to him. His brother was catching him. It was a family affair.
Wow.
A great time was had by all. He is the first catcher in 40 years of home run derbies to win one, and he is the first Mariner since 1998 Ken Griffey Jr. to win the home run derby. He follows that up by batting cleanup, the position usually reserved for the best power hitter on a team in the American League All-Star lineup. I want to, before we move on, play a little bit of audio from a video that went hyper viral earlier this week. Here is baby Cal Raleigh at like 7 or 8 years old predicting his future.
I'm the home run derby champ. Oh. Stay in the pamp and the lamp and the champ. I'm the home run derby champ.
Oh, where did that come from?
That was posted by the Mariners. I think Cal's family kind of dug into the archives and found it and sent it. Yeah, the Mariners posted it. ESPN, everybody under the sun posted it.
Who knew? Whoa, so funny. All right, well, Seattle fans have known and loved Cal for a few years now. How is it different when he gets a big platform like this?
Yes, Cal is loved here. He famously sent the Mariners to the playoffs for the first time in decades with a pinch hit home run in 2022.
The pitch from Acevedo. A drive deep to right field. Down the line. The Mariners win this game 2-1. The dream lives. They're going to the playoffs. The drought is over. Cal Raleigh. Wow. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now.
But in terms of taking it national this year, this is part of my personal philosophy that I think is at the heart of baseball. People love home runs. Players who hit home runs become household names very quickly. Cal has been in GQ, the Wall Street Journal. He got a national feature from ESPN this week. He is forcing these journalistic institutions to print the name Big Dumper because of how good he is at baseball. There is a distinct difference between being loved in Seattle or whatever town you play in and being a true national star player. Cal is receiving attention right now that's normally reserved for the best of the best. There's also the little kind of note of national journalists acting like Cal is just this new thing that they discovered this year. We liked him before it was cool. It's true. Another fun nugget about Cal, Seattle loves him, and he loves Seattle back. Here he is with Mina Kimes again, talking about Mariners fans and breaking the playoff drought in 2022.
They're very, very loyal, and they come out and they're awesome. Even still to this day, talking to people, talking about where they were when we made it to the postseason, kind of makes you want to get back there and keep going and even get even further for them.
All right, well, let's talk about the playoffs for a second. Cal is fantastic, but I think the question a lot more cynical Mariners fans need answered is, so what? Is this leading to the team's success? Will the Mariners actually make the playoffs?
I want to give a shout out to my favorite cynical Mariners fan, Andy Hurst, who's another producer on this show. I would say in terms of the playoffs, jury is still out. If you asked me this question back in March, you asked, are the Mariners going to be good?
Yeah.
Are they going to make the playoffs? And I said, I didn't know. As of right now, they have a playoff spot despite a lot of injuries to starting pitchers, some key batters. They were actually leading the division at this time last year before they kind of really collapsed in the second half of the season. If Cal can keep things up, it will be extremely helpful. The Mariners' offense, as we mentioned, it's hard to hit in T-Mobile Park. They need every run they can get, and he puts a lot of runs on the board. If I had to guess right now, a much more educated guess than I made back in March, we've seen 96 games. I think they're going to make the playoffs.
Well, okay.
It's going to be close. It's going to be tense. I think they're going to do it. And if they do, Cal has a real shot to bring home the first Mariners MVP award since Ichiro's 2001 MVP.
All right, bold predictions from Vaughan Jones, Seattle Now sports correspondent. Really appreciate it, Vaughan. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
And
It's
if
my
they
pleasure.
lose, Andy will blame you.
Yes, please direct all inquiries to vjones@KUOW.org if the Mariners don't make the playoffs.
Thanks for listening to Seattle Now. Today's episode was produced by Vaughan Jones and engineered by Brooklyn Jamerson Flowers. It was edited by Caroline Chamberlain Gomez. Our production team also includes Andy Hurst, Shane Mailing, and Paige Browning. Greg Kramer does our theme music. Seattle Now and KUOW Public Radio are members of the NPR network. I'm Patricia Murphy. See you soon.
With the fattest in all of professional sports.